What's up, vinyl community and YouTube land? Kendall Stokes coming at you with another video for the Spin Doctor and his Vinyl Mayhem YouTube channel. Today I'm doing something a little different. Wearing my Dr. Teeth and the Electric Mayhem shirt, sporting my Electric Mayhem record up here. If you haven't watched the show on Disney Plus, what have you been doing? If you haven't bought the record, what have you been doing? It's #1 on the Billboard charts. Wow, that's easy for me to say. It's #1 on the Billboard charts for kids' records, but still, it's on the Billboard charts. It's also, I don't know what the number is for soundtracks and what the number is for rock albums, but it is on the charts. How cool is that? Anyway, that's beside the point. Today I'm coming to you to do a contest entry. Something I don't do very often. But this contest is for Sam St. John. I stumbled upon his channel through other YouTube channels when they were doing this contest entry. And it is for 5 records or albums that you might be surprised are in your collection. That other people would be surprised, oh wow, he has that in his collection. And I thought, you know what, that'd be kind of fun. And so when I went back and looked at Sam's video, and looked at his channel, I went, wow, this guy got a lot of stuff. He's heavy into the singer-songwriter stuff, but he's just a big music fan. And I thought, you know what, so am I. We have a lot of the same similarities. He's a singer-songwriter, very talented. So if you haven't checked out his channel, go check it out. I think you'd like it. So yeah. Anyway, but I thought this would be kind of fun to do, show 5 records that you may be surprised were in my collection. And I'm sure there's a bunch of records in my collection that people may be surprised that I have. And so I might do this periodically, just show some records that may surprise you that are in my collection. So I thought I would start with this contest entry first and just show 5. And then go from there. And so let's get to it. These are in no particular kind of order, obviously, but first let's go with this one. And I don't know if this is really a surprise, but I don't really talk about this artist or this album a whole lot, but it's Joni Mitchell Blue. Joni Mitchell, amazing singer-songwriter from Canada. This album is considered one of the best albums of all time. So many people look to her in their style of songwriting. Brandi Carlile, one of my absolute favorites. She loves her. She loves this album. This is a great album. It's not one I listen to as often as I should. This is actually a really early repress on the Reprise Warner Brothers. Reprise Records, which I think is through Warner Brothers. But anyway, this is an early repress. And when I say early, I mean like 73, something like that. This album came out in 71, I believe. The thing about this record is it's so hard to find a good, clean, pristine copy of. And that's what this is. This is a super clean copy. I picked this up from the Record Bar live show a long time ago. I'm very happy to have found a good, clean copy of this. It's one that I need to listen to more often, but what can I say that hasn't already been said about this record? Just phenomenal. I love the acoustic guitar, singer-songwriter type stuff. But I don't really talk about this record very often. But it's amazing, amazing, amazing. She's just so pure in this album. So if you haven't listened to it ever, you need to listen to it. If you haven't listened to it lately, go back and listen to it. So, yeah. Second, last week I talked about soundtracks, and this one right here is actually a soundtrack to one of my all-time favorite movies. And if you haven't seen this movie, I would encourage you to go check it out. It won a ton of Oscars when it came out. But it is The Sting, starring Paul Newman and Robert Redford. Phenomenal movie. Really just classic. One of those movies that just entertaining from start to beginning. Just phenomenal. Won a bunch of Oscars, like I said. Still holds up today, even though it's like 50 plus years old. But the soundtrack is really good too. Music from Scott Joplin, done by Marvin Hamlisch. Just the opening track, The Entertainer, that piano. Just when I was a kid, I loved that, and so picked this up not a long time ago, a few years back from the Record Bar as well. You can find this cheap, but piano, horns, just a great soundtrack to a great movie. So go watch the movie. It'll make you want to buy the soundtrack, and if you buy the soundtrack first, it'll probably make you want to watch the movie. So either way, you're good. Next, this is a band I don't think I've ever really talked about, and I'm really not their biggest fan, but this record is probably their best-selling record, and I was like, the main reason I own it is for the title track, Eye in the Sky, and then also the track leading into it, that instrumental, Sirius, I guess is how you pronounce it. This is a first press, which I hear most people say is like the one to own. People say the mobile fidelity is good and all, but they also say that this is a good one to own. But anyway, but the reason is that instrumental leading into Eye in the Sky, is what was used and still used by tons of sports teams in the 90s and probably still now to do their introductions to the team. And of course, if you were a fan of basketball in the 90s and you watched Michael Jordan, you know that instrumental was what they used to introduce the Chicago Bulls. And so I can't hear that track and not think of from Charlotte, or from University of North Carolina, Michael Jordan. So yeah, love it. It's a good record though. Probably the only Alan Parsons Project record I ever own. Just that they don't really do much for me. Like I said, this is a good record, so I'm happy with that. So yep. Next, I don't have a ton of country music in my collection. What I do is mainly older country, and I love me some Roger Miller. What can I say about him except he's fun? Everyone thinks of King of the Road, which is a great song, but Dang Me, Chug-a-Luck, and You Had to Do What I Could Do, In the Summertime, Kansas City Star, all great songs. Just a fun singer-songwriter. Very talented, gone way too soon. But this brings me back to my childhood of being a kid. My dad was a huge Roger Miller fan. Used to listen to a bunch of cassette tapes of his in the car when we were in the truck going down the road when he was a truck driver. Used to listen to Roger Miller all the time. So a lot of nostalgia with this right here. A lot of fun. So probably didn't expect that. Maybe you did. I don't know. But love some Roger Miller. Roger Miller records are always cheap as well. So you can't go wrong with that. So Roger Miller, smash hits, a lot of fun. And then lastly, this was really popular when I was in high school. And so I'll admit that I fell into that rut of listening to this music like everybody else in high school. But Dashboard Confessional, they were super popular, especially my senior year in high school. Chris Carrabba, I believe is how he pronounces his name. Singer-songwriter, got that emo thing going, I guess is what you'd say. The acoustic guitar, just him, the weirdest tunings to a guitar you have ever heard in your life. I remember whenever I would look up how to play his stuff on guitar, I would go, what? Just the weirdest tunings. but everybody loved it, and I liked it too. What can I say? And so this came out back in like 2021, I think. It's on a cream colored vinyl. This is the best ones of the best ones. It's a 2 LP. It's just a greatest hits compilation. I mean, Screaming Infidelities, Swiss Army Romance, Again I Go Unnoticed, The Places You Come to Fear the Most, hands down, Vindicated, the Sharp Hint of New Tears. Oh geez, just a lot of really, really popular stuff that was really popular when I was in high school. So brings back a lot of memories. But yeah, I fell into that gap or group of kids that just listen to this constantly. That depressing, love, brokenhearted, nobody loves me, my girlfriend, I don't have a girlfriend type stuff, or she doesn't notice me but I wish she would, and I don't know what to do type stuff. Very popular, very high school. Yeah, I didn't dress like that though, I will say that. But anyway, like I said, probably didn't expect that from him, but maybe he did, I don't know. But yeah, I was a huge fan. Anyway, those are the 5 records I wanted to show for this. Leave me a comment and let me know what you thought of the 5 records, and maybe some records that I'd be surprised to see in your collection. Like I said, I might do this periodically going forward, just show you some more records that you'd be surprised are in my collection. It's kind of fun. You learn more about people's tastes when you show them stuff that you normally don't see. So, it's nice to see the more popular stuff, but it's also nice to see the stuff. It's more fun to see the stuff that you're like, oh, I had no idea that you like that kind of stuff, because everyone knows that I am into certain stuff like Queen and Foo Fighters and Grateful Dead and stuff like that. But when they see other stuff, they're like, oh wow, I had no idea you like that kind of stuff. So it's nice to find out that you might have a taste that somebody else didn't know that you had. So anyway, leave me some comments. I'm gonna quit pointing. Leave me some comments, and maybe I'll see you guys down the road, and we'll see you guys next time. Peace, love, bye.